Hi folks, Caroline here, and I just wanted to share with you a couple of the revelations I've had over the past few days, and where this journey can take you if you allow it. Now, this is all relating to customer avatar. That's where it all started, which I think I've said before is something I've really struggled with, to try and work out who exactly I'm marketing to and what my message is to them. And I've gone through it so many times, but each time I've done it I've gone a level deeper and a level deeper and a level deeper, and I've gone a level deeper in my own understanding of myself, and that's what the whole, based on the avatar and yourself has done for me. Now, I think I've probably gone maybe further than most people do in this. A lot of people do it at quite a superficial level, and that's fine. It shouldn't stop you marketing. You can still put out a fairly, generic message, or model other people's messages and still get results. But I wanted to really nail it. But it's kind of brought up a lot of other things as well. So where do I start? Let's go back to Friday. So Friday, the question kind of came up: what is my definition of success in this journey? What am I looking to get out of SFM affiliate? What's success look like for me personally? What would make me happy? And I thought about it and realised that it had nothing to do with money. It had nothing to do with achieving leadership levels or being on the leaderboard or anything like that, any of the usual things that people tend to aim for in the SFM, even though it's very much part of the training that we're kind of encouraged and taught not to chase the money. But a lot of people still do it because that's measurable, it's quantifiable, and that's what we believe we need in order to get happiness. But for me, and this was something that I've said before, and it comes back round again every now and then, but for me, success, what I'm actually looking for in my life right now, is success in personal relationships, in intimate relationships. For me, the ultimate success would be a husband and a family. Now, I've said this before, but I couldn't work out how to tie that back into SFM, because it's, that's not what SFM is kind of designed to give you. It's designed to build an online business to give you the lifestyle business of your dreams, and that's fine. So dug into that a bit deeper. Did some soul searching over the weekend to ask myself why that is one goal in my life that I've never been able to achieve. Now, I've achieved everything else I've ever set my mind to. All the other challenges I've given myself, I've succeeded in, bar this one. So and it's because of that I joined the SFM. It was just like, I've got to find a way to break through this barrier that I've been setting myself. So I started pursuing the angle of what it boiled down to was self-love. It was that I don't love myself enough to feel like anybody else could love me. Now, I'm not saying this in any self-pity. I'm just going to talk through where this has led to, because it's quite interesting. Now, this is something I've looked at many times in the past, over years and years, looked at all these reasons why I feel like I'm not worthy of love. And I've broken through various different personal barriers on that subject, which has been brilliant, but I still haven't broken through the final one, whatever that may be. So anyway, so I started looking at, well, who do I want to help, and who am I actually equipped to help, on the basis that if your pain is your purpose, or can I help other people who suffer or have suffered the same way that I have, in feeling that they're not good enough, they're not attractive, that they're something about their physical appearance makes them different, or makes them not attractive to the opposite sex, or not worthy in some way. For me, it's being overweight, and it's my height. I'm a big girl in more ways than one, and for me that's been my excuse as to why nobody would ever like me. Now I know that's complete BS. I know that, but deep down in my heart, that's the limiting belief that I still hold. And then, because I got myself in a state last week, because I was triggered by something else. Now, when I'm triggered, this is something else I've learned, is that my pattern is when I get triggered, and when triggered means something happens that causes you to react in a certain way and become very defensive, bring up old patterns. And for me, that is 1, to eat, to comfort myself, but also 2 is to remind myself that I'm not good enough, because I'm overweight, because I'm blah blah blah, and then I eat and that makes me feel worse, and I go round and round in circles. This has been going on for years. But anyway, so I was going down the route of, well, maybe I want to help other people break through these barriers that I've been breaking through for years. How can I do that? And then I started down this route of, well, maybe I should start a coaching business, maybe I should start a completely different business, not an SFM affiliate business. I started looking into what that might look like. I started doing some research around it. Anyway, very long story short, yesterday I was doing the kind of research around what that could possibly look like, and I hit a bit of a hallelujah moment, because I then decided to look at, okay, well, what would the avatar be for that business? Is it people that are overweight? Is it people that are too tall? Is it just people that feel they're not worthy in some way? And what can I do to help them? What value can I give them to help them solve those problems? And I was going through the avatar stuff, and I suddenly kind of had a light bulb moment, and I realised that the whole reason why I got into the SFM was to prove to myself that I could be self-sufficient financially, that I could survive on my own, and make money for myself, by myself, but using myself with my skills, with the value I have to give in the world. And that's what attracted me to the SFM, amongst many other things, but that was the primary reason. It was a challenge, and it was proving that I am worthy, it was another way of validating myself, because if I can earn money for myself, that proves in some sense that I'm worthy. Now, the other interesting thing was a conversation I had today, which was, I identified that the whole trigger pattern thing is something that's been going on for years, and that highlights something deep inside that is a defensive mechanism that gets triggered, and that's how I react. That's when you doubt yourself, you doubt whether you're doing the right things, you doubt whether you're worthy, all these kind of things, which is what set me off down the maybe SFM affiliate's not the right path, maybe it's coaching. That was in response to, well, maybe I'm not good enough for that, maybe I need to do something else. But then I realised today that I've done a lot in my life. I've done a lot of different things. I've challenged myself time and time and time again in so many different ways. I've travelled around the world twice. I've changed jobs 5, 6 times. I've been made redundant. What else have I done? I've learned to motorbike. I've climbed mountains. I've learned to scuba dive. I don't know, you name it. I've probably tried it, and everything I've tried, I've done, and I've succeeded at. But then I've got bored. I've always thought it was bored, but it's not that I'm bored. It's that, okay, well, each of these things is an attempt to prove that I'm good enough, that I am worthy, and it's almost like I'm doing them to seek somebody's approval. And yet, each time I do them, I'm like, well, I've done it, but I still feel the same. I still don't feel worthy inside. I still feel like a failure. I still feel like, because I haven't had a long-term relationship, because I haven't had family, it's because there's something wrong with me. And SFM is just another one of those things. It's just another way to prove to myself that I am worthy. And I know that even if I succeed with the business, it's not going to mean anything unless I fix the relationship with myself. And that was huge. That was massive. So, yeah. Now, I had a good chat today with somebody who started talking to me about my inner child and inner child work, and I've got a couple of calls lined up with a few other people to have another look at this problem. But and it's a problem that most of us have. There's been some trauma in our childhood. Trauma not necessarily in the traumatic, car crash kind of way, but something happened that has, left its mark on us and set beliefs in us that we've carried through our whole life. That we can change, but it takes work and effort and energy to get to that level and undo the protective layers we've put around whatever that trauma is. So, yeah, somebody said to me last week that I'm not going to make progress in my life or my business until I face whatever this is. You know, go through the dark night of the soul maybe, and release that pent up energy, or you know, however you want to put it, but tackle that underlying problem. And she's so right. But yeah, so I've come up with another avatar for my SFM business. So I you know, SFM still ticks all the boxes for me. I just keep finding ways to, you know, every time it gets difficult, because I keep getting close to whatever that is inside, I try and veer off, but then I have to pull myself back in again. But I still believe SFM is the way. SFM affiliate is the way for me to achieve my life goals. But until I tackle this personal internal problem, then I'm going to keep self-sabotaging. I'm going to keep holding myself back, and I'm going to keep not being able to really help other people until I can help myself. So yeah, it's been quite a lot of revelations there, folks. So I thought I'd share that in case that resonates with anybody else, or helps anybody else, or inspires anybody else. I don't know, and it doesn't feel strange talking about it, because I've kind of detached from the fear of what other people think. You know, I'm just concerned about sorting this problem out now. It's a problem for me. It's another challenge to overcome, perhaps. But yeah, that's been very powerful. Now I just need to work on it. We'll see what that entails. But anyway, folks, I shall leave it there. It's been another long video. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. But yeah, have a little think about that, and whether that relates to your own life in any way, shape or form. What's the really deepest, darkest underlying irrational fear that you have that's driving you to do whatever it is you're doing right now in your life and in your business? And is there a deeper issue that you need to resolve first? Alright, I'll leave it there, folks. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for watching. Sending you lots of love and hugs. You are worthy. You are beautiful. As you are enough. You just need to learn to believe that yourself. I'm talking to myself now. Anyway, take care, folks. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.